Are you tired of fighting a losing battle with your own brain? You tell yourself you're going to exercise, finish that project, or eat healthier. You have the best intentions. But when it's time to actually do the thing, it feels like you're dragging yourself through mud. The motivation just vanishes. What if I told you the problem isn't a lack of discipline? What if the problem is that you've been trying to run ambitious new software on an old, outdated operating system? Think of your brain less as a mystical organ of willpower and more like a biological computer. For years, you've been fighting its most basic programming. But what if you could stop fighting and start using its own internal logic to your advantage? There's a simple 3-step loop that your brain runs for every single habit, good or bad. By understanding this loop, you can turn the most draining tasks into things you actually want to do. It all starts with one simple truth. Your brain doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about what gets rewarded. Let's be honest for a second. The just do it advice is terrible. It relies on willpower, and trying to run on willpower is like starting your day with a fully charged phone. Every decision you make, every temptation you resist, drains that battery. By the end of the day, you're on 1%, and the easy, comfortable choice always wins. That's not a system for success. It's a recipe for guilt. The real operating system of your brain is its reward system. The primary chemical messenger here is dopamine. Now, dopamine is often called the pleasure molecule, but that's not quite right. It's more accurately the motivation molecule. It's the chemical of wanting, craving, and pursuing. It's what gets you off the couch. Your brain releases dopamine in anticipation of a reward, not just after you get one. This creates a powerful drive to repeat behaviors that it thinks will lead to something good. The problem? Your brain's definition of good is often just fast and easy. A dopamine hit from scrolling social media or eating junk food is a quick, effortless reward. Meanwhile, the rewards for tough tasks like working out are delayed. Your brain, being an efficiency-obsessed machine, defaults to the path of least resistance. To build new habits, you don't need more willpower, a concept that itself is debated by scientists. You need to write better code. You need to hack the loop. Every habit you have, from brushing your teeth to checking your phone, runs on a simple 3-part pattern, popularized by author Charles Duhigg in his book, The Power of Habit. This is known as the habit loop. It consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward. Understanding this framework is like getting the admin password to your own brain. This concept builds on decades of research into how we learn, dating back to psychologists like B.F. Skinner, who studied how consequences shape our actions. First, there's the cue. This is the trigger, the spark that tells your brain to launch a program. It can be a time of day, a place, an emotion, or the action you just finished. Second, there's the routine. This is the behavior itself, the action you take, whether it's physical or mental. And third, there's the reward. This is the payoff. It's the blast of satisfaction that tells your brain, hey, this whole loop, it's worth remembering. This reward is what locks the habit in place, making it automatic over time. This cue routine reward system is the invisible architecture of your life. To build a new habit, you don't just hope for the best. You intentionally design a new loop. Let's break down how to program each step. First up, choosing a reliable cue. A cue is the launch button for your routine. Most people fail here because their cue is vague, like, I'll work out more. That's not a cue, it's a wish. Your brain has no idea what to do with that. A good cue is specific and unmissable. The most effective way to create one is a technique from James Clear's Atomic Habits called habit stacking. Instead of pairing your new habit with a time, you stack it on top of a current, established habit. You're piggybacking on a pre-existing neural pathway. Your current habit becomes the trigger for the new one. For example, instead of, I will meditate every morning. Try. After I pour my first cup of coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Pouring coffee is a deeply ingrained program. By linking meditation to it, you're inserting new code into a script that already runs automatically. You can also program your environment to be a cue. Want to read more? Don't hide the book in a drawer. Put it on your pillow. You'll have to physically move it to go to sleep. Want to drink more water? Put a giant, impossible-to-ignore water bottle on your desk. These visual cues are constant passive reminders that trigger the routine, so you don't have to remember to be motivated. This is where most of us get tripped up. We set a heroic goal like go to the gym for an hour, and on day 1, we might even do it. But by day 3, when we're tired and sore, the sheer size of the task is overwhelming. Your brain sees that mountain of effort and slams on the emergency brake. The secret to a successful routine is to make it ridiculously small. Laughably small. This is the 2-minute rule, another gem from Atomic Habits. Whatever habit you want to build, scale it down to something that takes less than 2 minutes. Read every day becomes read 1 page. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes and step outside. Study for my exam becomes open my textbook to the right chapter. Why does this sorcery work? Because it bypasses the brain's resistance to effort. Anyone can read 1 page. It's so easy you can't say no. And here's the magic. Starting is the hardest part. Once you've put your shoes on, you might as well walk out the door. Once you've read 1 page, you might just keep going. The goal isn't a massive result on day 1. The goal is to make showing up the automatic habit. You're not building a habit of exercising, you're building a habit of starting to exercise. Each time you do this tiny routine, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. You get a small win, and your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, reinforcing that this is a good thing to do. Now, we've covered the trigger and the action, but there's one final crucial piece that locks it all in place. The part that makes your brain crave doing it again. Before we get to that, if you're finding this useful for reprogramming your own motivation, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I break down the science of performance every week so you can stop fighting your brain and start making it work for you. The reward is the most overlooked but most critical part of the habit loop. It closes the loop and tells your brain, "That was good. Let's do that again." Without a reward, a behavior is just effort. With a reward, it becomes a craving. For the reward to work, it has to be immediate. A workout might give you better health in 3 months, but your brain couldn't care less about the distant future. It wants a payoff now. So, you have to engineer one. This doesn't have to be a big deal. After your 2-minute routine, you could listen to your absolute favorite song, savor 1 perfect square of dark chocolate. Just take 5 deep breaths and enjoy the feeling of accomplishment. The key is to consciously acknowledge the reward. Don't just rush to the next thing. Pause for a moment. Let your brain soak in the feeling of success. Actually say to yourself, "Nice job." This tiny act of celebration is what releases dopamine. You are actively teaching your brain that the routine is linked to immediate pleasure. Over time, something amazing happens. The reward becomes less about the chocolate and more about the internal feeling of pride and competence. This is the shift from extrinsic to intrinsic motivation. The act itself becomes the reward. You no longer need to convince yourself to run. You do it because you crave the feeling of being a runner. That's the end game. Let's use this to tackle a big, scary project you've been putting off. Instead of your to-do list just saying, "Work on Project X," let's design a proper habit loop. The cue: we'll use habit stacking. After my morning coffee, I will walk to my desk. It's specific and linked to something you already do. Your environment is also set, your desk is clean, the document is ready. The routine: Apply the 2-minute rule. The routine isn't work for 3 hours. It's open the document and work for just 2 minutes. Set a timer. Anyone can work for 2 minutes. This is about building the habit of starting, not finishing. The reward. The instant that timer goes off, you stop. Immediately you get your reward. Get up, stretch, and put on your favorite upbeat song. As the music plays, you tell yourself, I showed up, I made progress. You are celebrating the action, not the outcome. To make this even more powerful, track it. Get a calendar and draw a big X on every day you complete your 2-minute routine. Your goal is simple. Don't break the chain. Seeing that visual proof of your consistency is a powerful reward in itself that fuels your motivation. You're going to miss a day. The chain will break. This isn't a moral failure, it's a bug in the code. Your job isn't to feel guilty, it's to debug the program. Look at the loop. Was the cue not obvious enough? Was the routine secretly too hard? Maybe read one page felt like too much pressure, and it should have been read one sentence. Was the reward not actually rewarding? Maybe you need something that gives you a stronger hit of pleasure. Treat it like an experiment. Be a scientist of your own habits, not a judge. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. Acknowledge the bug, adjust the code, and get back on track the next day. Being kind to yourself when you slip up is what builds long-term resilience. The battle for motivation isn't one with brute force or an iron will. It's one with intelligent design. Stop seeing your brain as an enemy to be conquered and start seeing it for what it is. A powerful computer that will run any program you write, as long as you write it in the right language. That language is the 3-step loop. A clear cue to trigger the action, a ridiculously small routine to make starting a breeze, and an immediate reward to make your brain crave doing it again. This is how you stop fighting yourself and start building a system where motivation is the natural result. You are the programmer. So, what's the first habit you're going to code? Let me know in the comments below. Pick one small thing, design your loop, and start today.